The first time I met Dr. Stallcop, I was an 8th grade student at Cuna Junior High. And my choir teacher said to my mom after a concert, "You really need to get this young man into some voice lessons. I think it would do him a lot of good." And so my mom asked around and called NNU. And so I remember walking into the music building as a 14-year-old, walking up those steps the first time and down the long corridor past Lolly's office, and there was Dr. Stallcop. Giant of a man, but the most gentle person I've ever met in my life. I did voice lessons with him for about, I want to say 3 or 4 months. Fast forward, it'd be about 4 years. And I was trying to decide between NNU and another college in Oregon. I called up Dr. Stallcop because I didn't know what to do. And NNU sent me $500. And it tilted the scale. It wasn't near what that other school was going to give me, but it showed me that I needed to be somewhere where someone knew who I was and was going to invest in who I am. So technically, Dr. Stallcop is the reason why I ended up here and not making a mistake of going somewhere else. He probably taught lots of different things because I know how it works. Even when professors go on sabbatical, they cover for each other. But I know that music history was a big one that he did. I'm sure forms and analysis, I've heard that one thrown around. Of course, choir. He did teach voice as well because like when I came when I was 14, he was teaching voice to other people. I'm sure that there were other things there that he taught that maybe I'm just not aware of. And I just have to say, knowing what I know now about teaching, knowing what I know now about literature and the classics, for someone to take a brand new group of freshmen year after year and in 10 weeks, not even 10 weeks, like 8 weeks, teach them the Messiah. I cannot even fathom to you how difficult that would be, first of all, because it was the hardest thing that I had ever sung in my life at that time. Still probably is one of the hardest things that I've ever sung in my life. And he was the one standing in front, directing masterfully with the biggest wingspan of any director that I know, yet with one finger, he could captivate hundreds of singers. That legacy that he's left behind with NNU, why so many people, even if you only took a choir for maybe just that first term, you would remember him because you saw him often. He taught you an amazing piece of work that still lives today. Ironically, because in my high school, we never did anything that difficult. When I started teaching high school, I did the Hallelujah Chorus. My very first year out in Melba, I had 34 students. We did the Hallelujah Chorus for our first concert at Christmas because I just thought everybody should be able to sing something this amazing. And it was awesome. It was incredible. So then when I started at Valley View, we did and I had my choir again. What did I do? I pulled out the Hallelujah Chorus. Here's the interesting thing about that. This is year 25 that I've been in that school district. We do the Hallelujah Chorus every year. The Hallelujah Chorus is at my Christmas concert, where all 25 years that I've been teaching, my alumni come up on stage and they sing the Hallelujah Chorus. Had I not been around Dr. Stallcop and watched his passion for great music and great literature, but more than that, see the way that a piece of music can bring people together of all walks, of all faiths. It's truly amazing. It's God-given, and he did it masterfully. When I learned of his passing, and I passed out Hallelujah Chorus last week to my kids, I started crying. And they said, "What's wrong, Mr. Curtis?" And I said, "You have no idea." Because I'm sure that knowing what I feel when I see my former students coming up on stage, I can only imagine what he felt. It was such a beautiful tribute that it was sung at his funeral, because it was more than just a song. It was more than just a piece. And it transcends who he was in his ability to bring people together, to direct with one little finger, and yet so much joy and love coming from his body and his spirit.